Hey guys, it's Captain Forest here. Now before I start this video, I'd like to make a huge shout out to the coffee shop gang, shout outs to all the homies, shout outs to Splash, shout outs to everyone. Please check out their channels, links will be in the description. They scale a wide variety of other verses, whether that's comics and anime. Please check them out. Also, huge shout out to my boy Phoenix for helping me with the thread, helping me out with some of the scans. Massive shout outs, links will be in the description. Also, if you guys would like to join my scan server, please hit up the Patreon, become a member today. You know, bare bones, join the Patreon guys, come on, support your boy out. Also, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, help your boy get to 1,000 subscribers, much appreciated. I'll be posting content every week, so once a week. And yeah, let's get right into the meat and potato of things. Make sure you check out those links, and let's get right into it. So, we're going to talk about Taskmaster, one of my favorite Marvel characters in terms of street tiers, of course. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about all his stats, all his abilities, and what he can do. So, in terms of attack potency, easily, Taskmaster should be around town level. Taskmaster can hurt the likes of Captain America. The same Captain America can tank an AoE explosion, which was calced at town level. Taskmaster's equipment has also demonstrated some Herald tier scaling. Taskmaster makes Thor bleed with a shield bash, and he's also been able to take out and hurt the Thing with an explosive arrow, which is very impressive. So his equipment is built to take out stronger beings than himself physically. So moving on to speed, he should easily scale to other characters like Captain America, Wolverine, other characters of that nature, so he should have FTL, MFTL, inaccessible speed. Taskmaster can react to Captain America, who can casually react to Cyclops' optic blast, and Cap can react to Thor. Cap has his own immeasurable speed feat where he was able to casually move and have a conversation with Namor and exist inside limbo, which is a realm that is beyond the boundaries of space and time. The immeasurable speed is pretty consistent, is a pretty consistent high end. There is a lot of like limbo feats, like Black Widow has been inside limbo, Spider-Man has been in limbo, Wolverine has been inside limbo. It's very consistent. But yeah, moving on. So let's talk about Taskmaster's impressive skill and abilities. So Taskmaster's unique trait is his photographic reflexes. Taskmaster can observe and mimic any action or technique perfectly without the need for practice. It also allows him to increase his speed and double it. His photographic reflexes allow him to mimic stuff like how to have a good respiratory system, which is breathing to the point where he can keep going underwater, and also lower his heart rate to make it seem like he's dead, so he can play dead to pretty much trick his opponents. This ability alone has allowed Taskmaster to copy someone's speed and agility. He's copied Spider-Man's speed and agility, able to match it in combat, which is very impressive. Taskmaster can perfectly mimic a person's voice so well. He's copied Tony Stark's voice in order to gain access to his lab. In terms of skill and in combat situations, Taskmaster can easily switch from style to style. Around in Taskmaster's solo run is where he starts copying techniques without even having to see them in the past, which is very impressive. Taskmaster's also got the edge on Iron Fist, and he's able to fight Iron Fist to a standstill with one arm, which is very impressive. Iron Fist has gone up against the likes of like Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is stated multiple times to be one of basically the world's best martial artist, which is very impressive. And Taskmaster's been able to overwhelm his opponent by using every style in quick succession. Another impressive trait for Taskmaster is that he's able to remember all of some of the styles he uses via through muscle memory, so he can fight and use different styles instinctively, which is pretty impressive. Taskmaster can analyze fighting styles and counter them within seconds. Noteworthy demonstrations and a list of styles from Taskmaster, and this is just a short stick of it. There's so many characters he's copied perfectly. Examples such as Wolverine, he's copied Spider-Man and Elektra's style of fighting, so he's able to use Wolverine's adamantium claws and his fighting style pretty well. Wolverine is also a master of all martial arts himself. They all have crazy skill scaling, and he's able to copy it pretty perfectly. Moon Knight and Daredevil's skills, and he's also he also knows like Daredevil's use of the billy club, so he can use it just as well as Daredevil, if not better. And Hawkeye, he's copied Hawkeye's like archery skills, like archer skills. He's copied his accuracy also, and just many other forms of fighting styles from different characters. Misty Knight's guard, who scared swordsman's skills, was passed down to her generation, ultimately was copied just by Taskmaster seeing her move the blade. So this is how crazy his photogenic reflexes are. Just by seeing someone perform a certain stance or a style, he can just absorb all that information and use it just as well without needing to practice. And Taskmaster mostly uses his skill like in terms of like copying his opponents to pretty much take the advantage in a combat scenario. So he can just copy their styles and pretty much break down the flaws and pretty much wash them with their own fighting styles and be able to just counteract them, since he will know the ins and outs of their fighting style. A good example of this is his fight against Punisher, where he finds out Punisher's fighting style and pretty much utilizes the weaknesses to his advantages. So since he knows like the flaws of that style, he can pretty much he could basically exploit that from his opponent. And another example is where Taskmaster utilizes both Daredevil and Spider-Man's style of fighting, which are very useful against physically stronger foes such as Iron Man. He's also copied Silver Samurai's skill. Silver Samurai has been stated to be the most skilled swordsman on Earth, along with clapping Baymax, who was programmed with every fighting style on Earth. Very impressive. Taskmaster has copied Black Knight's fighting style, the same Black Knight who has expert weapon mastery and improvisation utilized in swordsmanship. Taskmaster also copied the silent and weightless steps of a ninja, allowing him to move around silently and sneakily. Taskmaster is also demonstrated to copy someone's mastery of chi. It took Taskmaster 10 minutes to learn it, where it took the teacher 10 years, which is very crazy. And Taskmaster can identify and isolate 18 katas of Captain America's shield skills. And Taskmaster can debunk people's disguises just by reading their fighting styles and movements. And with each sword stroke against Fandral, Taskmaster's skills improve. Taskmaster can identify a man was cheating in poker and copies and masters the technique in seconds, where it would take years to master. And Taskmaster also has precognition, which allows him to predict movements and attacks before they occur, such as precogging Hawkeye and Iron Man. And Taskmaster was also able to predict and counteract Spider-Man, which is pretty impressive because Spider-Man has his spider sense, and his spider sense is pretty ridiculous. And Taskmaster also has fast reflexes and quick draw, allowing him to instinctively draw out his weapon and shoot down a bunch of cops before they can react. Taskmaster knows pressure points and will target weak points in a person's body, such as kicking a man's sternum and targeting the weak points and breaking a man's arm who was wearing a vibranium mesh suit. And Taskmaster performs a palm strike to hit a pressure point inside someone's nose, causing broken fragments of bone and cartilage to push into someone's brain, killing them instantly. Now moving on to accuracy, thanks to Taskmaster's photographic reflexes, it has allowed him to also mimic and master other characters' acute accuracy and would naturally scale to them, such as copying Bullseye, who himself is a master at throwing and turning any object into a lethal projectile. Taskmaster has demonstrated his own accuracy feats, such as accurately throwing and ricocheting his shield off the Achilles tendon of 3 giants to neutralize them, and Taskmaster has also watched and copied the best baseball players and also swings like the best. Now let's talk about Taskmaster's equipment. Taskmaster's sword can negate durability as it's stated to cut through anything. Taskmaster can also use his sword to block attacks. Taskmaster also carries his shield in combat for defense and offensive measures. The shield is a replica of Captain America's shield, and it can also decapitate people. Taskmaster carries a bow and arrow and carries different types of arrows with him, such as disruptor arrows to stun his foes, electroshaft arrows to disable force fields, concussive arrows and particle explosion arrows, and arrows laced with poison. Taskmaster also carries boomerang arrows to tag his opponents while they're off guard too. And Taskmaster also carries, since it's going to be prep, he does have some prep stuff, I'll mention this as well. He also carried a type of kryptonite, I guess, for Hyperion to take him out, so that's one type of material he does carry with him. Taskmaster also carries guns and a semi-automatic pistol. He also carries shurikens. Taskmaster carries smoke bombs, knockout gas, and magnesium flares to blind his opponents. Taskmaster's suit is rigged with security and he electrocutes those who try to tamper with his suit, such as electrocuting Miles when Miles tried to tamper with Taskmaster's suit. With prep time, Taskmaster has shown to use other types of equipment through the use of his energy construct generator, which he had borrowed from S.H.I.E.L.D., such as an energy shield which replicated Captain America's shield, energy webs that replicate Spider-Man's webs, and energy shurikens. And Taskmaster also has brought a device to counteract Ant-Man. Taskmaster also carries a hologram projector, and also he's also brought with him some alien tech tasers to incapacitate a bunch of other civilians in the area, and he also carries pin particles. So that's gonna pretty much wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Taskmaster is an absolute beast, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Check out those links, join the Patreon today. It's been good. Captain Forrest signing out. Peace.